Hey guys, oh my gosh, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I am so appreciative. It's your girl Miss Sherry L, and I'm here with a no makeup tutorial look for the basic beat faces, everyday beat faces galore. So right now, of course, you would have had to wash your face. Let's make sure we wash our faces and we moisturize. I applied my Becca Primer and I made sure I rub that in all over my face, and make sure that you do it evenly or else you will look like a ghost and some of these spots will be caked up. I am using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade in shade Ebony with a dense angled brush to give me the eyebrows that I wish God gave me in the first place. So I am shading them in. And don't be hard on yourself if you don't get your brows to look identical. It is a-okay if they look fraternal. It's alright. Just make sure that you are applying enough product, but not too heavy to where it's too dark. If you want a natural look, you know how you like your brows, and these things take time and they take practice. If you asked me what my brows looked like 5 years ago, I would have said, why didn't somebody warn me? Why didn't my friends tell me? So now I'm using my matte concealer in shade NW45, and I am using a thin angle brush to apply that. And I'm using a shade that is comparable to my natural tone because it's a natural makeup look that I'm going for, and I don't want my brows to be too dramatic. So I'm just using my natural shade, and I'm just going to take my finger and rub that out. I'm also going to use this above my brows because it is a natural shade, and when I apply my foundation, it'll clean up all the excess concealer anyway. And this is part of the reason why I do my brows first, because the foundation or anything in excess will clean it up. And also, if you want your brows to pop, you can use a shade that is 2 shades lighter than your natural tone, but do not apply that lighter tone above your eyebrows. You will have what's called a halo brow, and we don't need that. We don't need that at all. So I'm taking my spoolie. And if you don't have a spoolie and you have like old mascara brushes, you can actually clean those off with some soap and use that as your spoolie if the mascara tube is done, and just kind of fade out the innermost part of your brows. Right now I am using my new fave liquid foundation with the Il Makiage, and all of these products are going to be in the description box, so don't worry about it. I have hyperpigmentation in certain spots of on my face, and the Il Makiage is a medium to full coverage liquid foundation. I absolutely love it. It does oxidize because, as you can see, it's a little on the cooler side, and as it oxidizes, it's going to melt into my skin and it will match my neck. Because of the fact that I have hyperpigmentation, I have to match my foundations to my neck because, of course, my face is a different tone. So just kind of rub that in. Do not swipe any product that you put on your face other than your lips. You don't want to swipe. You want to pat. You want to press. Swipe or no swiping. Pat, press. And make sure you are evenly distributing that liquid foundation all over. I'm going to use my Morphe Concealer. And this is also a natural tone. I have red undertone, so that's what I'm going to be using. All of my concealers have a red undertone. And I'm applying that in my T-zone, and I'm using a damp sponge to spread that out. And again, as you can see, I'm not swiping, I'm patting and pressing. Alright, time to bake. This Chalk Dust by Crayon case in shade A is my go-to, whether I'm using a natural tone concealer or one that is a couple shades above, like I mentioned earlier. I'm applying that with a sponge, and I'm gonna let that sit there to bake. And you allow the baking because you don't want your concealer to smudge or crease as your day goes on. So you need a setting powder to make sure that it stays in place. And while it's baking, I'm going to apply the adhesive for my lashes. I like to use a black adhesive just because the lashes are black and my mascara is black. Everything's black. So I'm using Kiss lash adhesive, and I'm going to put it on, and you have to blow it and kind of wait for it to get tacky before applying, because you do not want the lash glue to run into your eyes. That is not good. It will burn. Nobody wants glue in their eyes. So allow it some time to get tacky. You can set it under the fan for like a minute or blow it and make sure that it is in the consistency that you need it before you start applying. I am not a lash application pro. I am an amateur. I am far from it. These take me some time. In real time, this took me about 5 minutes. Some days I get it, some days I don't. Some days I poke myself in the tear ducts, and some days I get it right where it's supposed to be. And today was the day that I poked myself in the tear duct. I applied one lash and I had to take it off. So this segment was definitely cut down because your girl was struggling. Okay? I was struggling, but I like lashes, and I've grown to like lashes, not for an everyday look because I can still just do mascara alone, but if I want a little bit of an emphasis, it is definitely okay to wear your lashes. I like wispy ones. If I'm going super dramatic, then it would be with a more intense makeup look. I wouldn't do super dramatic lashes with this basic everyday makeup look. Oh, they're on. Look at that. My goodness. Lashes are a chore, but boy, they brighten up your face. They make you look awake, you guys. So here I'm taking my Sephora liquid liner. I prefer liquid liners, and I have grown to love liquid liners just because of the precision of the line, especially if I'm doing a winged liner. But if you are not comfortable with the liquid liner, please feel free to use a black pencil. And I use the liquid liner to camouflage any kind of glue or mess that might have gotten on my lid. So therefore, it doesn't look gunky when I blink or when I'm looking down. You want it to look seamless. You want it to look natural. And so next, I'm going to be wiping away that excess powder from the chalk dust with a fluffy big brush. And we're just going to make sure that we don't have any excess powder just sitting around. I'm going to be applying my MAC Studio Fix in shade NW45. And we are also going to be pressing into our face. We are not going to be swiping. Again, swiper, no swiping. We are not swiping anything on our face except if it goes on our lips. Press it all over, and also make sure that you apply your foundation and your face powder a little bit into your hairline. Smudge it a little bit because you don't want that clown look where you do have that circle of makeup and then your hairline. We don't want that. We want it to look the same. Here is my AnGLOWla by Crayon case. It is my favorite highlighter. When I tell you, you look like you are sun-kissed. And you can also put it, if you want a little bit of extra glow, feel free. You can put a dab of it on your chin, your nose, and your innermost brow area, just so that when the light hits, it hits and it looks good. And with the AnGLOWla, you do not need a lot. That little pot, that little jar is pigmented. So tap in the jar, tap out twice in the air, and you are good to go. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for watching.